When I came to Houston Street Baptist 12 years ago, North Hamilton Community Health Center, which is in the North End, asked if I could sit on an advisory board with them and other churches and the schools in order to understand how we can best feed the children before breakfast. So I came on board to that breakfast task force with a number of the local churches. We met together and dialogued every month about how we could launch a breakfast club that would effectively feed children from the North End who needed food desperately before they got to school that day. And then in the spring of that year, we launched the Breakfast Club, and I had volunteered to assist the health center one day a week, and we brought along other volunteers from our church, which led to us then adopting that day a week. And for a number of years, about 10 of them, I ran that day, which became Wednesdays, at the Breakfast Club, and we provided most of their volunteers on that day. And now Mark and Ian, who are our two interns at Houston Street, they're now overseeing the Breakfast Club and giving leadership to it with a number of volunteers from Houston Street. And as we prayed about it and thought about it and discussed it and dialogued, we realized that God had placed us here to be salt and light, specifically in this neighborhood, and care for them. And where a denomination, which is our fellowship, had watched our church come to a place where it was near extinction, and where our neighborhood was just in desperate need of a church home, another church home, we decided that we would be one of those places where they could come and where people could experience the saving knowledge of God. And so we decided as a church that our ministries would all be focused in a neighborhood, which would be the North End, that we would be involved in the local schools, that we would encourage people to live here, and from that our ministries would predominantly happen in the North End.
The church was originally founded in the 19th century as a Sunday school outreach to children in the neighborhood. At that point it was a poor neighborhood, and it started as a Sunday school outreach to those kids. And part of what I've been doing is calling the church back to the original vision that God placed on the people that planted the church there, to reach the children of the neighborhood. And so we're developing more after-school programs for kids. We're getting more involved in the school. We're starting to see a connection with the children in the neighborhood. Many of whom, particularly the ones that we connect with, come from homes which are fragmented in one way or another. Just this Christmas, we were involved in the Angel Tree program for the children of inmates of a local jail, and the number of families with that background that live in our neighborhood is amazing. And I really believe that we have a responsibility before God to reach those kids.
A while back, the Riverland School closed, and they needed to form an association, and they had the Keith Renewal Committee, and then we formed the Riverland Community Association. We're looking to get the programs reestablished in the community center. Then we asked to outright purchase it, so we went through a long negotiation contract and all the formal procedures that we had to do, and we're all learning as a board to do this, but God's surrounded by a great bunch of people to make this all happen, and every person on the board has a unique skill that we needed just at the right time, and as a result of that, we're able to secure the school. Now we're doing fundraising to sustain it, and then have everything secured at the end of the year. The dreams of the neighborhood are to have 1,000 kids running through the school and about 500 adults, where seniors could come and enjoy the daytime and not have isolation in their own home, but come out and have some camaraderie and fellowship with each other. And then for the kids, it's just to have a whole resource center. We've sort of wanted to always expand the church programs, and by doing that, this has given us additional space. We can have a full outright clothing and recycled furniture depot that is free to the community, and also we're able to offer our dinners right now where when the school was open, we had a community dinner, Christmas dinner for 300 people. When that closed, it shrank, it went back to the church, but now we can have it each December, a community dinner. And then we're going to put on additional dinners throughout the year, like a Valentine's dinner or a Easter dinner and, or breakfast. And so it's been a wonderful project. The hand of God truly moved on Wentworth Street the past 2 years because something impossible happened, that God was in place and able to make a lot of good things happen.